WintiSpeakers Toastmasters Club. Time flies, right? 50th meeting, that means 100 weeks of WintiSpeakers Toastmasters Club. Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
Yay! Today's motto is from zero to hero. So now I want to see your hands. Who was here at day 0 of WintiSpeakers? As a matter of fact, that's awesome. 2 of you. As a matter of fact, today is yet another anniversary. Today, exactly 1 year ago, it was my day 0 for Toastmasters. Woo! Now it's here, but another venue. And look at me now, I'm the president of this club. So from 0 to hero, and as a matter of fact, when I was here the first time, we also had beer and snacks. Coincidence? I don't think so. I see some new faces here in the round, and those are potential future club presidents, I would suppose. 50th anniversary meeting. Today we have yet another thing to celebrate, and for that I would love to ask Alex on stage, who would present us, well, it's a surprise. Ooh. Give it up for Alex!
Thank you, Mr. President. I will probably need some technical support.
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, it's always good to have something on. Not just to rely on the website of Toastmasters International Organization, but to have our own website. And here I want to present you our brand new WintiSpeakers website. You can even tap it on your mobile phones if you haven't visited it yet. So it's WintiSpeakers.ch. So you can see all the information about us here. Okay, the video. Here. I hope you like it. Okay. And all the other things. And there in the bottom you will see also these so nice photos of officers. Okay? So, but the thing that you will like is a member area. You can reach the member area in the bottom or through the menu button, or here is members area. With mobile phone there's a button, so you can reach it there. And in this member area, if you can enter the password, you should have the passwords on your email. If you don't have, please reach me out through any kind of messenger, WhatsApp or other, and I will send you your password. Okay? And here I will post all the videos that we try to make here. So if you want to analyze the speech, how you behave on the stage, how it was, go into the members area. It is covered by the password, so no one can reach it except you. Okay? And here are the amazing articles that I love to read very much. So by our server. And some more information there in the bottom. Probably some announcements. Some nice I hope you will love it. I hope you will use it, and I hope that these videos that we post here will make you and make your speech each time getting better and better and better. Yeah.
Are you recording everyone again in that case?
Yes, it's recording now. Awesome. Okay, cool. So if anyone doesn't want himself to appear on these videos, please let me know. Okay, I will just cut off this part, or I will try to record without. Okay. Thank you so much.
As you can see, it was a lot of effort, so a special thanks to Alex, who built all of this up himself over the last weeks and some nights as well. So also from my side, really thank you. Now speaking of future club presidents, as I said, we have a lot of new faces in round, and it's a tradition here that at the beginning of every meeting we welcome the new faces and ask you 2 questions. Who are you and why are you here? I would say ladies first, would you please just quickly stand up, tell us who you are and why are you here? What are your expectations?
Am I the only
Yes.
Yes, hi, my name is Vanessa. I come originally from Peru. I live in Switzerland already 20 years. And I'm here because I would like to improve my presentation skills, and get to know cool people and new people.
You came to the right place, definitely. Thank you, Vanessa. All right, your name was Daniel, right? Yes. So please, Daniel.
Everyone should do that.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniel, or usually call me Dan. I am from Germany originally, but have lived kind of in different countries over the last 10 years. And yeah, the reason I'm here, I generally want to improve my public speaking and also get to know new people. So I'm excited for today.
Last but not least, not a stranger to Toastmasters, Aline, please tell us who are you and what are your expectations for the night?
Thank you, Kai, and thank you everybody for the warm welcome. My name is Aline, and I'm your area director, which basically means I'm a member of another club here in Zurich, the Toastmasters, and I'm responsible for 4 clubs in this bigger Zurich area, and I'll be visiting you today. So I'm really excited for this special event, and I'm looking forward to it.
And now, without further ado, I ask you all to open up your beers, wear your party hats,
Please wear the
or
party
take
hats, it's a
the
must
second
event.
round of beer. There are gingerbreads scattered everywhere, but I can also quickly walk around and hand you some cake.
Ich habe Angst, dass wir jetzt in Wunder.
I trust that opinion.
Well, I'm Latina and
Yeah,
I
that's
agree
the way.
with Sarah.
That's the way.
I like to sing.
That's wonderful. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
that's the right way
It's a question
to
of
wear the
attitude,
hat.
right?
Echt sehr flink.
That's a good question. Some Christians like either speculatius or something like that.
Something with that.
All right, everyone is set up. I will quickly turn this off when I find my notes. So now, without much further ado, I will hand over to my Toastmaster of the evening, who will guide you through the night and through the agenda. And with a big applause, I ask you to welcome.
Sarah.
Yes. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Alrighty. I'm your Toastmaster this evening. I'm doing this job for the second time. Max talked me into it, saying practice is perfect. If I don't get it right, please be patient and feel free to correct me. My job is to tell you what's going to happen this evening, especially if you can't read. We do have a program. We are going to have 2 speeches, 2 evaluations, a presentation by our table topics master, get you all engaged in speaking, a short wind-up at the end with reports as to what has happened here in case you fell asleep during this dynamic evening. At that point, we will wrap it all up, hopefully close to being on time, and sail on into the evening. So, without further ado, let me introduce Nicolas, your general evaluator.
Aline.
Aline is, yes, sorry.
I'm just here for the
Yeah,
set of the technique.
Do I usually go on stage or?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Thank you, Sarah. So good evening, everybody from my side. I'll be your general evaluator of this evening, which basically means my role tonight is to evaluate the session from the beginning to the end, which also makes sense as I'm visiting as the area director because I will be writing a report about tonight's meeting and send it to Kai. But no need to worry about this. Also, I'm not doing this by myself. I have a team who's supporting me. So I would like to call upon my team members to briefly introduce their roles. And then at the end of the meeting, we will report back with our reports. So, first member of my team is Sarah, who's our grammarian.
Good evening, Toastmasters, guests. So, as grammarian, I will be carefully observing the language used in today's meeting, word choice, pronunciation, sentence structure, and particular phrases. I'll not only take note of improper usage, but I'll be looking out for really nice turns of phrases and how you use English in a really beautiful way. I am also responsible for selecting the word, or in today's case, phrase of the day, and it will be high octane. In the spirit of today's theme, 0 to hero, the phrase is high octane. Scientifically, the octane number is a measure of anti-knock properties of a fuel used in engines. A high octane number indicates greater resistance to engine knocking. The earliest documented use of this phrase was 1931. However, it has evolved a little today, and today it means more powerful, strong, dynamic, full of energy. So we can say his high octane lifestyle certainly comes closest to that of a James Bond character, or high octane football, high octane coffee. The Toastmaster put in a high octane performance today. So I look forward, I must mention, if anybody uses a word or phrase of the day, we all appreciate it with a big one on the desk. So I look forward to a high octane meeting and hearing your wonderful English grammar today. And we'll be very impressed if you manage to squeeze this phrase into whatever you say, especially those with prepared speeches.
Next I have with my team Anna, who is our timer. Can you please briefly introduce your role, please?
Yep. Hello, everyone. I'm doing timing today. So I know how everyone likes timing when their speech, when their performance is time. So we have here 3 flags, and the green one, when you see the green one, that means you're in time, so that means you're safe, you're good. The yellow ones means you need to prepare to wrap up your speech, to prepare to wrap it up. And when you see the red one, that means you need to finish as fast as possible. You need to finish it within 30 minutes to be still in time. So as for today's speeches,
Just to be sure, it's seconds, not minutes.
oh, yes, well, yes.
It'll be a long meeting.
Well, today 30 minutes, yeah. Special day, today's 50th meeting. Yes, but we have different also time limits. So for those people who have the speech, the time limit is 5, the green one, then the yellow 6, and then 7 minutes. So after 7 minutes, you need to prepare finishing your speech. Then we also have the table topics. The timing there is much shorter. So we have 1 minute, 1 minute 30 for 1 minute, 1 minute 30, and then 2 minutes. And if you do that in time, that is good for you. You're doing good. If you're not in time, that is still fine. We're learning here, so don't feel bad. For example, I have probably overtaken my time, so don't take me as an example. Thank you.
Hsiaoyin as an all counter.
So, hello everyone. I am the R counter. As I express R counter, I count the R and all these unnecessary words like and sometimes so. And I will give the report by the end of the speech. Thanks. Or by the end of the meeting.
Thank you. That's it from my side. I hope we will continue to have a meeting on such a high octane note. And I would like to hand back over to
So let's find out. That was an intentional so to draw this out. Hi, is the rest of the agenda accurate?
I hope so.
So, without further ado, Nicolas, we're turning this over to you. Meeting number 50, a crowd review. Crowd review.
Thank you, sir. Sorry, one more thing. It's part of the performance.
Tonight will be a milestone in his Toastmasters career, and he asked me to have a look at how he's using the facilities and presentation tools. And so far, I think he's really doing a very great job. It will be a very special presentation tonight because I asked him for this 50th anniversary to review. He was here from day 0. Now he's our hero to show us a little slideshow over the last 50 meetings and lets us drown in a little bit of nostalgia. Are you ready? Yes, it works. It works. Kai. What's up?
Anything I should worry about?
The light
Probably switch on the light.
Only the one in front.
This order?
Yeah, try. No.
No.
Yeah,
Can you the light in the middle and light
Is that good? Any other wishes?
Yeah, that's cool.
in the middle? Yeah.
Fine?
Just you on the stage.
Happy? Yeah?
Go for it.
So, okay, sorry for this. Fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, I remember it as if it was yesterday. When I was riding back from Amden from a Toastmasters weekend with my co-founder, Christian Eckeberger, the high-octane co-founder of this company. We were riding back, and it was at this very moment when for the first time ever we contemplated the mere idea of having a second Toastmasters Club in Winterthur. Now, over 3 years and 50 meetings later, I think it's time to take a look back and see what we have achieved. Of course, I gladly accept our dear Mr. President's little challenge to make this a nostalgic review. And I thought about how to make it as nostalgic as possible and still high octane. And I think I came up with just a recipe, but you know me. Before I start and disclose this miracle, I need to make sure that you guys are ready. So, you know guys, with a little bit of noise, you could prove that. Are you ready? That was actually decent the first time. I don't even have to ask again. Thank you very much. And let's dive right into the big miracle of nostalgia. Music! I think it's all about the music. So this is an experiment, fellow Toastmasters. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how nostalgic I can be. So, in 50 meetings, fellow Toastmasters, WintiSpeakers have seen 3 different venues. Who remembers the infamous Little Barockklüsel. Nostalgia pure, right? Nostalgia pure. Who has been at Home of Innovation? Wow, that's nostalgia, but awesome. And that's a test. Who has been at Swissman? Yeah, almost everybody passed. Nice. So in 50 meetings, fellow Toastmasters, we have seen 3 packed demo meetings. We did this to make sure that there's really enough demand in Winter Tour for yet a second club. And the answer in bold letters was yes! Which is why we still exist. In 50 meetings, we have seen meetings outside and in the dark. By the way, this was his first meeting, and according to you, I didn't know exactly 1 year ago. In 50 meetings, we have seen, we have seen cold meetings. We have seen traditional meetings. We have seen silly meetings, and for this, I have to interrupt the nostalgia for just a second. Beautiful, right? One more time. Oh no, right? What an innovation. Wow. We also had technological advances here.
Oh no.
That's our new Mr. President's way to make an entrance when someone new comes on stage. And obviously it works. It works. In 50 meetings, we have seen 2 super hot presidents. At least that's what they say, right? Back to nostalgia. Fellow Toastmasters, in 50 meetings, we, the WintiSpeakers, have created substantial wins at our first ever competition, where even our guest, today's guest, Aline, was with us. We have created flags that we had to grab by hand and transport from Genova. No kidding. We have designed, created, and distributed flyers all over Winter Tour. We have made our footprints on Google in order to be found. As presented today, there's a website now. We have substantial social media presence, not only on LinkedIn, but also on Facebook and Meetup, which is probably the reason why our guests could find us for today. And we also created a video, hoping I have enough time for this. Still need to see this. Back to the real music. Fellow Toastmasters, in 50 meetings, together we have created a Swiss Verein. Together we have made considerable progress, not only in English, but in public speaking and in leadership. Together we've made many good friends, and finally, and most of all, we had a ton of fun. So fellow Toasties, I must admit, as one of the co-founders, I am most grateful for what we have achieved these days, and also just a tiny bit proud. And I think it's time to say thank you to all the officers, for example, who have been with me and who invested their time and energy to propel this fabulous club to what it is today. But also to the members who took roles, who were parts of the audience, and who gave, and still give, speeches. So fellow Toasties, I always enjoy walking in here, and I even enjoy walking out of here with even more energy, especially if sometimes a Tuesday doesn't go just perfectly according to plan. So, last but not least, this was just beginning, and I'm looking forward to the next 50 meetings.
Thank you, Nico, for a very high-octane presentation.
Thank you.
Our next presentation is from Nicolas Zanotti. We're practicing the use this evening. But before we move to Nick Zanotti, I believe your evaluator, Jack, might have a word or two to say.
Thank you. So, through my extensive conversations with Nicolas this week about his speech, we haven't stopped talking about it all week. If you haven't guessed my tone, I forgot I signed up for this until I arrived today. So now I am evaluating Nicolas, but luckily I can gather that he is focusing on a narrow topic and a well-defined speech. And on top of that, I will be checking that he achieves all the characteristics of a good speech, looking around the room, good vocabulary, not reading from a piece of paper, and I will be as critical as I can. Be prepared.
Without further ado, Nick Zanotti, the message of Wallace Queen. The message of Wallace Queen.
Woo! Thank you, Sarah. Through great coincidence and also a bit of luck, one of the first public speeches that I've encountered was the best one that I've seen. Today I'll speak of this encounter, what I saw, what the experience was, and I'll grab a little bit of bits and pieces out of that show that I've seen and share it back with you so that we can make our own speeches better in the future. The story goes like this. I was a little boy. I grew up outside of New York in the United States, and I went to a public school just past the Toronto where I got breaking it. It's a cop. And I went to this public school with hundreds and hundreds of children, and one day they called out over the loudspeaker that the show was about to occur, and all the children gathered in the recital hall. So in American schools, a recital hall is a big hall with a stage up front where recitals do happen. And I remember this quite vividly, what the principal then said. She said, "Children, now there's going to be music coming to us from the city, and that music is called rap." And little Nicky was sitting there thinking, "Ooh, I'm intrigued. I have no idea what this rap thing is." And afterwards, a group of men entered the stage, and I started to get excited because they looked freaking awesome. Now, I don't know exactly what they said when they started the show, but I do know that they introduced themselves, and I did find a recording of it, so I will now recite to you their introduction. 1, 2, 3, in the place to be, as it is plain to see. This is DJ Ron, and I am DMC. Funky fresh from the year 1983. We are the crush groovin', the body movin', the record making,
and the record breaking. And it goes a little something like this. And then the DJ kicked off, started scratching. They started their show. It was amazing. And Nicolas, little Nicky, was sitting there and he had his mind blown. So indeed, it was the rap band Run DMC that was at my school. Pass it around.
That's so cool.
So they didn't just show up to entertain children. They had a strong message. And this is the first thing that I can gather from that amazing show. They had a clear and strong message. And that message was, don't do crack cocaine. So New York had a drug epidemic in the 80s, and they were sending around officials to schools to tell children not to take drugs. And in a 1986 interview, Run of Run DMC said, if they only find one child that doesn't take drugs, they will have succeeded. So to this day, if I'm behind the dinner and somebody comes to me and says, hey, want some crack cocaine? I will say, no, because DMC told me so. Another great thing that I've seen in this amazing show was the combination of the MC, the master of ceremony, and the DJ, the disc jockey. So what they do, the MC gives great introductions. I think we know this from Toastmasters. But what they do in rap really well is that they brag hard. And they take these people and they lift them up into the sky and make them look like the best person ever so that the other can enter the stage and give a fantastic show. The next great thing, which we actually also do, is that the DJ sets a good pace by adding sound throughout the show. So whenever there's an awkward silence, the DJ can hop in, put in a cool bass, and fill that time. What's also what I gathered from that, and which we can try right now, is to keep interaction with the audience through call and response. So they do that great in rap and in hip hop. They call out something and ask for a response back from the audience. And Run DMC, they always did whose house? Run's house. So let's try that out. I'll call whose house, you say Run's house. Whose house?
Run's house.
I said whose house?
Run's house.
All right. It's also great to get feedback from the audience. So if I say, are you feeling good? You're going to say, oh yeah. Are you feeling good?
Oh yeah.
All right. So in 2009, Run DMC was inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame. To this day, DMC has his own children's TV show on Nickelodeon called The Word, where he teaches children about reading and grammar through the use of hip hop. So in conclusion, you want to give a clear message to your audience and stay on point. You want to use the MC and DJ combo to give a good introduction and really hold up that next person high so they can really get into it. You want to keep the pace going and add some sound to fill in the blanks. And you want to use call and response to get feedback from the audience. So that was the best show I've seen. The record has not yet been broken, but I look forward to that happening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick, for a very high-octane performance. We now have about 3 minutes to do the evaluation, so please, Tyler, could we have you put the timer on and tell us the top to take 3 minutes and give each of our speakers a little feedback, please. You have a paper in front of you to do so.
German thing.
I think the right word there is cringe, right? That should be our word of the day for next time. So, how much time do I have? 2 minutes. All right, so I'm hurrying up. I'm reviewing my immediate past president with his proud review of 50 meetings of Toastmasters. And oh boy, proud he was. And for the right, I was really getting emotional, although I was only part of the last 1 year of the journey. It really looked cool. So much energy in this club, so many different occasions, different locations, different emotions. They were there. And you can say about Nico whatever you want, and you can say a lot of things about Nico, but he really owns the stage. He controls the audience. That we have seen on many occasions. Now he just has to learn how to own his tools and how to control his slide deck. And as that was the topic of today's speech, there is actually some way to improve. Usually it's a hard job for the evaluator if Nico is on stage, because he controls the space, he controls the pace, he controls the audience, he gets the emotions, and he has the body language right on point. But this time, Nico, you did a lot of beginner's mistakes when presenting here on the wall with the tools. I have seen you looking at your slide deck and talking to the wall much more than talking to the audience. Where you usually walk around and look into the eye of everyone, you look straight to your slide deck most of the time. Maybe it has something to do with mingling around with technology, which is not that easy with your music turning off and on and the videos off and on. But yeah, in the end, that's also a matter of preparation. So next time, just plug that into the presentation and have it ready with your clicker. Also have your clicker ready. I was quite impressed. You managed to put high octane in there into the first 30 seconds. After that, I think you forgot about it because maybe you got nervous a little bit when not everything worked as you planned. Actually, I didn't notice. That's your strong point. Nico never loses his confidence when he's on stage, and that's really the strong point. So still, his body motions and his voice is really on point. I always laugh when he does that. Are you ready? And it always works. The people are getting engaged. And this time he even got us to almost to tears with the nice music that played. Really fit well, perfectly with the slideshow. And I really loved your repeated theme there. In 50 meetings we did that. In 50 meetings that. So it really goes into your brain. I love it when people do that because you really know what to expect, and it's like a hip hop song. Where is Nico? Nick. It's like a hip hop song with the lyrics, or in the middle with the I forgot the name. where it always repeats itself. So yeah, exactly, the chorus. Exactly. So next time, own your slide deck, own your tools, look at the audience instead of your slides, and then you also own your company presentation with a slide. Thanks, Nico, for a great presentation.
Thank you, Kai. Jack, could you have your evaluation, please? Jack,
All right, a bit shorter than I would have liked. All right, all right, so let's go. No, I can't do that, Gene. So, when I first started listening to Nicolas's speech, I'll have to call him Nicolas, sounds very formal, but when we have a Nico in the room, I was wondering where he was going. I thought, oh boy, I'm going to have to really tell him he's going to have to focus his speech. Or what was the introduction? But actually, in the end, I actually really enjoyed it. Especially when the DMC came on. Who doesn't love the DMC? Everyone recognize them? Great. I mean, these people can call it definitely too. Sorry. But it was a really heartwarming story, and now I have to go and search the DMC's words. Maybe they can teach me how to read. But in my time in Toastmasters, and I've been here a while, I think there is only Nico, Sarah, and I don't know if Dominic was here before me, but there aren't many members who have been here longer than me. And today was probably my favorite use of props used by somebody. I don't think there has been anybody who's come with such personal props. And I think that really added to the speech in a way no one has done before you. It really added some authenticity to the speech and brought intrigue. And I think in some kind of way it did break up your speech in the way that sometimes people can sit there and switch off and wonder what they're having for tea tonight, or we go into plan B, or when is the toilet break, or something like that. But passing it round, having a little view of these props really did break up the speech. And I think maybe that's something all of us can learn from, is how can we use props. I think something that Nicolas did really well was use pauses. There was a few pauses that were used really well. So he used the pause for rap. And I think his pauses were used really well in the way that what came after the pause was really not what we're expecting. I think the first thing that comes to mind when we think of Nicolas is rap and DMC, clearly. And I also didn't know he lived in such a rough neighborhood where behind his dinner he was getting accosted for drugs. My entire view of Nicolas has changed. I think the story ended up being very nice, and I do think if you look at the objective of being quite narrow and focused, I think he did achieve that. And I think there are definitely some tools in there a few of us could learn from, and thought he did very well. In the end, I don't really actually have any criticism as much as I would like to criticize Nicolas. Maybe on the checkered shirt. I'll criticize that on my way out. Thank you very much.
So we've come to the point in our program where we'll have a little bit of a break, and we're actually fairly close to being on schedule. In the effort to stay closer to on schedule, could we reconvene at 10 after 8? Does that work? It's supposed to be 20, that's great.
It's okay.
Okay.